Hello one, hello all, this is the gothiest ghost of them all, Caspa in the flesh, and it's time for a review of Smino, Love for Rent. Smino is a rapper, singer, producer, and this is his third studio album. Now, when I first heard Smino, I wasn't too impressed. I really felt like his vocals were underwhelming, production wasn't really special, but on this one here, lightning has struck. The stars have aligned for him on this album right here. And I kind of got a good feeling when I heard the first single going into this, which was 90 Proof with J. Cole. And it's just very eccentric, very psychedelic, very soulful, gorgeously layered, contrasting vocals, kind of reminding me of Outkast a little bit, like ascension here, dissension there. And I loved it, and very compelling performance from J. Cole in this one. Definitely felt like a lot of passion here. I don't know what it is, like J. Cole, though I'm not a big fan of his catalog, he always comes through and like savages on a verse. He rarely misses on a verse. Now, the intro really gave me an idea of what I was getting into when I heard the auto-tune fade-out vocals, the very plucky strings, and just the dreamy elegance of the production. It really set a tone. Not one of my favorite intros of all time, but definitely a tone setter for sure. Then the album really gets started with no L's, which doesn't lie, like there are no L's here. Basically, he's like riding around, high out of his mind, looking for a woman to hook up with, and just living life, escapades with random women, but also sticking to his goal of success. Really ambitious in being triumphant on this one. And some really clever wordplay here, from on Venus, out of her space, face to face, but out of body. Like, he really outdid himself with wordplay on this. And also, I love the other bars laced in here, especially cards that they dealt made a king out of him. Like, he's definitely in his bag lyrically for sure, and vocally too. Like, vocally he's no slouch whatsoever, with these very, I don't know how to describe them, like very bizarre, very pitchy, but yet characteristic vocals. Like, they're just full of soul and full of feeling, and I just can't stress that enough. Also, production is nice on here too, with these blissful guitar leads. The bass creates like these bouncy rhythms and these dreamy dissonant keys. Like, it's just excellent. And after that, of course, you got 90 Proof, which we talked about earlier. Don't need to talk about that again, but it bangs. And speaking of bangs, like, there are bangers on here for sure, from Matinee, Pro Freak, which has Fat Man Scoop on here, just Fat Man scooping it up with his passion and energy. These subtle blaring horns, a nice chord progression, and the Spanish rhythm guitars really add a nice flavor to it. And also, dare I say, Smino is channeling his Mac Miller just a little bit vocally. And I love the transitioning drums on here, like how it goes into like these marching band like drums, and Doshi just smoothly attacks this verse, providing nice eccentric charismatic vocals on here, nice variation when it comes to the vocals, and an elegant string section too. It's like I'm at like this jazzy royal party, and it's just very extravagant, very epic, and I just love it there, and I don't want to leave. But we do leave because it feels like this is a high, and the track gradually goes into a more serene type of feel with these detuned keys, really giving Smino like this under the influence type feel here. And of course I'm talking about on Ol' Ass Kendrick, which beautifully leads in from the epicness to the slowdown to the very woozy, very intoxicating feel on the next track. And also I gotta say here too, like his commentary on social awareness is fantastic as well. Especially on Blue Billy, where he's like drawing comparisons, unable to find like the differentiation of like scammers, healers, and preachers, and how basically everyone's a hustler, but it's due to the survival tactics under capitalism. And that's definitely something that he hits upon here and nails it. Also being indoctrinated into the ideologies as a result of that. And as far as like the producing goes, like production, like Smino does his fair share on here. So he is proven to be a great producer, a great vocalist, great rapper. Like you really can't go wrong. Like his vocals are just so compelling, so eccentric, and he's just in his bag here. Like you really get the neo-soul element. Kind of reminded me of Kendrick in a way, especially with like certain melodies are used, especially like near like the back end of here, like on Settle Down. Like the melodic flows, the layered harmonies, it's very Kendrick, but it's tastefully done. So love is definitely a huge part of this, like self-love, romantic love. And as far as the guest vocalists, I mean, they're not all great, but it's funny because some vocalists I thought would falter do not falter. And I'm talking about Lil Uzi. Lil Uzi comes through and absolutely kills it on Pudgy. I was like, Lil Uzi stepped up on here. Like he became Super Saiyan. What is going on here? And Lucky Day, sadly, I'm still not a fan of. I want to get into it, but his vocals are just kind of weak. And as long as I'm complaining here, there are some spots where I do feel like we get too many slow burners on here, like back to back. And it kind of drags a little bit. Production sounds a little smudgy. But other than that, like, the album ends off like really on a nice, soulful, very endearing closer here. Like about pursuing goals but still maintaining a relationship, and also expressing the pain of the past relationship and really making it work and really building towards that goal of like happiness, be it romantic and fulfilling, of wanting to accomplish your goals in life. And yeah, that's pretty much the album. Smino, Love for Rent, loved it. I would definitely say this is year endless material, and I'm feeling a 4 out of 5 black hearts on this. If you've given it a listen, what did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? Caspa, Gothic Ghost, Smino, Love for Rent. Till we meet again.